So today we are standing at the campus of National Health Laboratory at Timor. Yes, and I have with me Kanchana ma'am, Dr. Kanchana ma'am, and she is the academic director for UCT program, and the student she's coordinating and she's directing the student under her leadership and guidance. So ma'am, I just like to know how is this set up, where it is coming from, about everything.
So, yeah, actually, this National Health Laboratory visit is not under NMC curriculum. Based on, since I am a research scientist in biochemistry, I just wanted to give an exposure to the students about how the lab and all. So actually, we are associated with UCT. International Medical Department is associated with UCT, and now we are under construction and establishment of labs. So people, students, they need to have some confidence about the lab exposure. So I personally, with the help of Dr. Suresh, who is the advisor for National Health Laboratory Tuberculosis Research Center, with his help and recommendation, and the DG of the National Health Laboratories INSPTL, we got the permission for all the 130 students, wherein we divided in the students into 25 students in 5 groups, and weekly once 1 hour session they permitted us to visit the lab. And I thank the Director General of National Health Laboratory visit to give permission for the students
So when
to
we
have
say
such
about
a nice exposure, wherein we have tuberculosis lab, microbiology lab, molecular biology lab, then serology lab and hematology lab. So all these lab, where the about the facilities that they provide, the techniques they provide, how many samples they receive from the national health HNG national hospitals. So nearly they collect every day in each laboratory, they collect 100 to 200 samples, and they really gave a very good coaching for the hands-on experience, we can say. And this program, we can call this as an induction program for the students. And they explained very well in each laboratory. The facilitators were very cooperative and they explained very well, and I got a very good feedback from the students. And really, our students were now they are very confident in pursuing MBBS here at Timor-Leste. So this is actually not a part of NMC curriculum. Based on my own interest, I thought of giving a very good research exposure also to my students, and they need to know how the laboratories are. That's it.
And see, frankly speaking, I would like to emphasize, see, this campus of National Health Laboratory is just besides the HNGV hospital. HNGV hospital is the oldest territorial hospital of Timor-Leste, and this established in 1982. It handles almost thousands of OPD patients per day, and they have all surgical and
from all the districts and referral area communities. The samples will be collected daily on daily basis, and they used to test here, diagnose here, and then send the report to the HNG.
And very interesting thing for the students who would like to see, this is the format that ma'am has incorporated over here. University UCT National Laboratories visit logbook. So this is a logbook that students are started maintaining since
they started the
second
lab
year.
Visit, yes.
Second year,
lab visit
lab
for
visit.
This purpose only. So here we can see that what will be the objectives of each lab. Microbiology lab, what is the objective of it, what they'll study in this. See, for example, they'll collect all the samples like blood, urine, sputum, stool and swabs. So, and after collecting, they will perform some staining techniques. The staining techniques was taught there, and they will diagnose what type of microorganisms is infected, and based on that, it will be treated. It will be sent to HNGV. The doctors will be prescribing the antibiotics accordingly. And then tuberculosis is one of the main laboratory here, wherein because this country is mainly prevalent with tuberculosis. So our advisor, Dr. Suresh, he's from India actually. He is the one who's maintaining this lab. Now he's got his tenure got over, and before that, thank God, our students were lucky to get into this labs.
Yes, ma'am.
And then next is the molecular biology lab. Of course, the organisms that is being tested can be done with other sequencing PCR techniques. And the pathogen that is being detected can be used for sequencing, and these sequenced pathogens can be correlated with can be used
TB
whether it is TB drug resistance or viral infections can be done. And biochemistry, of course, the diagnostic lab has an automatic analyzer wherein we can analyze the blood samples with for blood glucose, so I mean other parameters uh, also can be analyzed. Liver function test, urea,
Creatinine
creatinine, all these things can be monitored for diabetes, renal disease,
and
liver
liver disorder.
disorders. And pathology also. Pathology is nothing but the tissue samples will be processed and we can see how the tissues have been damaged. So that for that pathology is mean. Hematology, all the hematological parameters can be done.
And
So what
see,
all they have observed, they'll be written in this writing here.
so this is a date-wise analysis.
Yeah.
What are the activities experimented, skills which are discovered, key
And
learning
what will
points.
be the key points that have learned. So this will be always in their mind. When they turn the pages, okay, I have done this. This date I have done this. In the microbiology time, okay, I have observed all these things. All these techniques I have observed. Who is the facilitator there? So their signature will be here.
The
Yeah,
signature
yeah,
over
of
there,
the
the faculty inside.
facilitator who have taught them.
So we can see microbiology,
Skill
tuberculosis,
competency
molecular
record. This is called a skill competency
skill
record.
competency
Yeah.
record, and see that way pathology, hematology, then
And if
case-based
if they are explain the facilitator is explaining with a sample of a patient, so that will be recorded as a case discussion.
and there are proper
Again,
attendance.
we'll be evaluating each. So
Hmm.
how the observance level, they will be written here. So accordingly, how they have observed, how they have recorded, that will be evaluated by me, and I will be giving them the marks for that.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, frankly, ma'am, it's something when I got this report for the first time, I think
And I have made the other batches who have completed a consolidated report, summary of the report also I have made the students. It's there in the lab at UCT.
see,
I'll show you that.
I have a question.
Yeah.
When you look as a scientist,
Yeah.
you have done such a great work. When you look at the Indian curriculum being taught in Indian medical schools,
Yeah.
are the students taught like this?
No, they have not taught like this. This is, I don't know, since I'm a researcher and scientist, I just wanted to show my students also to get into that, to be focused on the research, because we used to get many clinical samples. Why
Yes.
to waste that? So we can analyze that and we can give some, some topics based on, if suppose tuberculosis, if they collect the sputum and see some samples over there, they'll be having some creativity. They'll be referring to some journals, articles related to tuberculosis, and they can come up with new ideas. So this is how the research work begins. So they can, after all these things, they can make a paper also. They can publish a paper in journals, scientific journals.
That's
So that is my main intention.
Hmm.
And this research publications will be very valid when they go up for higher studies. For example,
And
if they take up the
yes,
PG or
yes.
post graduation, it'll be very valid when they go internationally, globally when they go. That is my main intention. Even for community medicine also, I've done the same thing.
Yeah, villagers are
Village
adopted.
visit. Yeah, Saturdays they have started their journey. So this is the second Saturday they'll be starting their community
And let
visit.
me tell you, this is again as per the CBME guidelines, competency based medical curriculum. Family medicine, community medicine is one of the most critical aspects of learning that now even in India and Bangladesh and couple of other countries like Singapore, Malaysia, they're following
And
CBME curriculum.
we really adhere to the CPME curriculum, wherein knowledge, skills, and other things are given. Not only theory based. Here we implement the knowledge and skills for the students, wherein that can be applied to the patients.
I'm so thankful to you. In fact, when we interacted with the students,
Okay.
seamless feedbacks, genuinely seamless feedback, sir, academics is very good.
Yeah.
When we visited the classroom, I could see faculty members are standing on the toes.
Yeah.
They are so engaged, like asking stand up, what is this answer?
See,
What is this
I have
answer?
told Dr. Raja, academics, no compromises. Infrastructure, you do whatever you like.
Yes.
But I need whatever I wanted for the academics to get established. And that should be benefited by my students. That is what my intention is. Yeah.
And I'm sure this intention is reflecting in the students.
Of course, you can see by the end of the 5th year, my students will be publishing nearly, each student will be having two papers.
Something inspiring, and we have couple of students, although majority of students are inside the lab, and that's us, our team, and ma'am explaining all the curriculum and the special inputs that they are providing for the scientific research, abilities to develop that kind of mindset.
And from July 2nd week onwards, we'll be starting our clinical posting also. That is also done. So by 30th of June, we'll be signing in an MOU with HNGV and UCT IMT.
And for the students, let me tell you the last thing. This is what is the basis. When you say your FMG is required, FMG is cleared basis on the concepts.
Yeah.
FMG is not a medicine you'll take in the last year, you'll get it cleared, right?
Yeah.
If you study in this way, practical approach, laboratory visits, writing your own logbook, maintaining every record of what you're learning is kind of a diary entry.
So this skill will be carry forward for their article preparation.
Yes.
Yeah. That is what, and now they are new to the medical terms, right? So when they start writing, they will be knowing certain medical. See, for example, PCR they have studied theoretically, but here they have seen it visually, practically.
Thank you, ma'am. So nice of you interacting with us. And I think this small conversation will go with a lot of students, because it's necessary for a MB. See, what generally MBBS students are, sir, we need hostel video, college video for this country, that country. They never get into this kind of, understanding about academics. And I think that was the larger purpose to interact with you. So thank you.
The next thing is to give them nearly 10 to 15 days of research methodology workshop. So that will make them practiced in writing an article and everything. So that is it. So whatever I have learned, I wanted to implement with my students also.
So nice of you, ma'am. So nice of you. And thank you, guys. And I'm sure this university, this country, and the respected faculty members and under her leadership, students are really, really going to learn a lot. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.